Hi everyone, this is Terry at terryscraftroom.com. Welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've posted and I'm very sorry. We had a family emergency and we had to move my father-in-law here from Nebraska and put him in assisted living, and it's just been a whirlwind of a holiday season, and I'm so sorry that I have not kept up with my social media. But today I'm going to show you how to make this really adorable, it's a post-it note holder, and it's a desktop post-it note holder. And here's 3 of them that I've made. And they are made out of cardstock, but they're very sturdy. This one I've had on my desk, and you can see it's beat up a little bit, but I have had this one on my desk for about 2.5 to 3 years. So it has held up really well. Today the one I'm going to make is for my daughter's boyfriend for Christmas. So we are going to, bear with me because I have not made them in a while, but we are going to make this. And here are our papers. So the first thing we need, and if you miss any of these measurements, please go over to my blog. There will be a blog post with all the measurements on it and this video. And some pictures. So the first thing we need is a piece of cardstock that is 9 1/8 by 7.5 inches, and then we need a piece that is 8 1/4 by 3.5. Then we need 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/8, and these are the base of our box. So let's take the biggest piece, and we are going to get our scoreboard out and our scoring tool. And I use my take your pick tool. It has 2 scoring ends. I like the skinny end for cardstock. Okay, so we're going to take the long side, which is the 9 1/8 side, across the top. We're going to score this piece at 1.5 inches, at 3 inches, at 6 1/8, and then at 7 5/8. Then we're going to turn it so the short side is across the top, and we're going to score it at 1.5, at 3, and at 6 1/8. Okay, and there you can see all the score lines there. Okay, and then we're going to take our skinny piece, this piece right here, put the long side across the top, and we're going to score at 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3, and at 4 7/8. Okay. And that's pretty much all the scoring we need to do. So we're going to fold and burnish all our score lines. And I know I'm using black paper, and black paper is really hard to see. But I wanted to match another project that I made for him. And so we're using coordinating paper that matches. But I think you can see all the score lines there. Yep. Okay, so now we are going to do some cutting, and we're going to cut, this is kind of a reinforced box without this second layer here. So for a reinforced box, you're going to cut this piece, and this piece off, and we would, on this side, we would cut this piece here and here off. So this one, we're cutting this one, and then we're cutting these 3. So that's what we're cutting off. Okay. And then this piece I'm going to make into a flap. So I'm going to miter it off a little bit here. Okay. And then this one I'm going to cut straight down. Cut this one off. And then miter that one. Now we're going to take these 3 pieces off. Let's take these 2 off here. And we'll take this one off. Okay. Take that one off. Okay, so now we need to make tabs out of these. Now when we make these tabs, I want the tabs to fold over onto this side. So I'm going to cut the tabs going this way. And this will be important in a minute. The biggest thing is I didn't want the tabs to be folding over onto, this is the front of my box. I don't want the tabs folding over onto the front of my box. So, okay, so let's get rid of this. So this is what you should end up with. Here's the front of our box. Here's the back of our box, and these are the sides. Okay, so now we have, let's see here. I have 3 pieces. I have 1 piece that is, let's see here. It is 3 1/4 by 1 3/8. We're going to set that aside, and then I have 3 pieces that are 1 3/8 by 3. Those are going to go here. Okay, on the sides and the front. And once I get these on, then I'm going to cut my little thumb hole. This one's my front, right opposite the side that doesn't have the reinforcement. And if you look, I have a thumb hole here so that you can reach down and grab your Post-its. And so, let's see here. And you kind of want to, this will be the reinforcement that will go on the inside. So you want to bend that down, and this is where we're going to cut. And you want to take your punch and put it in, about halfway-ish. And you see, if you get too many layers of cardstock, it starts getting hard. So, and we are going to put one more layer of DSP on here, but I want to cut it now, and then we can cut the DSP alone. Okay, so we have this, and now, and this is set to the side. Now I have 4 pieces. I have 1 piece that is 3 by 3 1/8, and that is going to go on this piece here. And then I have 3 pieces that are 2 3/4 by, I'm sorry, this was 3 by 1 1/8, and these are 2 3/4 by 1 1/8, and these are going to go right here. And this paper is not Stampin' Up! Paper. This is Graphic 45 paper, but it happened to be the right color for what I needed for his project. So okay, and so then we're going to repunch our thumb hole here. And we're just going to set it in there. And now it's easy to punch out. Okay. Okay, so now we can put our box together. And this is put together pretty much like a reinforced box. We're going to fold up this tab. Fold up this tab. So that thumb hole there is why I wanted my tabs to go on this way instead of to be on the edge going off this way and into the front, because if that was the case, then that would be one more layer of things we'd have had to punch through, and that just makes it a little bit more difficult. So by making sure that these tabs here are going to the side of the box, it makes it a little easier. Okay, so now we have our box formed. Now let's do our reinforcement and put that down. I'm going to take my bone folder and just give this a good pressing to get that. And we're not worried that the back is not reinforced, because that's what this piece is going to help reinforce that and give us some strength on that. Okay, so there's our box, and if you look, it just fits perfectly with a 3x3 post-it. Okay, so the next step we need is our long skinny piece, 8 1/4 by 3.5 inch piece that we scored. And this is the piece that's going to go around here like this to make a closure for our box. But I don't want this to be very flimsy. I want this to be stronger. So that's what these two almost square pieces are for. These pieces were 3 5/16 by 3.5. Now they'll only go on here one way. You see it's hanging over. They'll only fit one way. So I'm going to put them on the inside here to give just a little bit extra strength to the top and bottom of this piece. And you need to make sure they go right up to the score line, but don't impede your score line. And if they end up hanging over a little bit here, just cut it off. So once again, that's hanging over, so it's got to go that way. But like I said, don't impede that score line, because then your box lid won't want to close. So there we go. Now we've reinforced that. So it should go really nicely, just right like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some strong tape. And you want to put the tape on the box, not here, because this hangs over, it's bigger. So if you put tape on here, you might get tape on the outside here, and then you got sticky all over the place. So put the tape on the bottom of your box, and actually the two surfaces that you have not decorated. And you want to put quite a substantial amount of tape because you want this to stick. So I'm covering this really well. Okay. And so what I did was get the tape off. Okay, you don't want the tape hanging over the decorated sides. It can hang over the back, but not the decorated sides. Okay, now I'm just going to take, and I want it, it's going to be right up against the back here, this back piece, but then I want it centered on these three sides. So excuse my head for a second. I have not taken the release tape off of the back one. Okay, so now I'm going to set it down here, and now I'm going to release the back tape and then pull this up and give this a good pressing. And yeah, it's popping up a little bit, but we haven't finished decorating it. We've got some stuff to do yet. So now those two pieces that we put together that were a little bit longer than these here, we're going to put on the back here. Okay. So that finishes that back off so that it's pretty seamless with the other three sides. Okay, now the top, I've got, why do I have two of these? I only need one of these. I've got a piece that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/8, and you'll see that it really only fits on there one way, again, so it's going to go on there like this. Then I've got a piece of DSP that is 3 by 2 7/8, and again, it only fits on there. It's almost square, but it's not quite square. And then I took my layering circles dies and I cut the two largest scalloped circles out of my black and Mary Merlot, and then I took and cut the second largest circle out with Berry Vanilla. And so these are going to be part of my decoration. Let me put these two on, and these also help reinforce the lid, give it a little bit more sturdiness. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp on this one. I just love this turtle stamp set. It is so cute. And this stamp set is Turtle Friends. And let's see here. I think we'll just do the turtle. Yep, I think we'll just do the turtle. And I'm going to pop this baby up. And there we have our post-it note, desktop post-it note holder. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. Please give it a like and a thumbs up if you like it, and go on over to my blog and get all the instructions, and join my team. hit the subscribe button and the little bell to get all my videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye.